Hey guys and ladies, but welcome to the age-old story of a republic, of democracy, and of those evil men, or birds, who utterly destroy the aforementioned system and foolishly mimic the ideals of rule by the people for their own personal gain. All this excitement and more will be experienced from the scope of the Kingdom of Wingbardi, a parody of Italy. And today we'll rise to greatness and defeat the silly Mussolini as stand-in bird, and rise to greatness as the Senate and people of Rome. Well, Carthan. Rome is over here, and it's Romao. They also have a cool Senate and a laurel wreath, so you know it's Rome. We, however, have our own plans and will be forming Rome anyways. But before we continue, quick word from the amazing sponsor of today's video, Age of Z Origins Tower Defense. As the name would suggest, the game features exciting, unique tower defense gameplay that I've happened to make a series on if you want to see that in more detail. That series has mainly been on the hard campaign mode, which has been exciting and adequately challenging, but there's also a normal campaign mode and an infinite zombies mode if you're looking for a different tower defense experience. There are also several other features in the game, such as cultivating titans, raising an army, and using that army in battles against zombies. Yes, towers aren't the only weapon you'll be using in this game. Age of Z Origins has a large emphasis on working with your alliance and becoming more powerful together as the game progresses, and the cooperation and competition that comes from that leads to a lot of fun. It's available for both iOS and Android, and there's a link in the description if you want to check out the game for yourself. It's really easy to get into, and I can highly recommend giving it a play. But here we aren't yet ruled by Biccolini, Bird Mussolini. We have three main paths. We can rally the anti-fascists, declare martial law, or meet with Biccolini and accept his demands. There are many paths, such as the Biccolini path, the Royalist path, then several democratic paths, and then the communists. Today, we will be playing as some of these further left democratic paths, not necessarily the unitary socialists, but still the democratic side nonetheless. Because other forces on the continent aren't all destined to become peaceful nations that'll all sit around and hold hands. We have to be prepared for everything. And I'm sure that'll make for an exciting adventure. And the march of the silly black wings on Carthan has led to an unlikely alliance of all sorts of ideologies. They aren't cute or wholesome enough to take over, so they will eventually lose, as our very beautiful opposition destroys them at every turn. We could get some more divisions when our eventual plan comes into action, or we can evacuate the politicians to try to ensure that some semblance of democracy lives on, which we will do. Even though this is more so mimicking the rise of Mussolini, this does reckon back to the end of the Roman Republic too. Well, not quite the end, I guess, more so the temporary end before certain Ides of March. Of course, the communists are angry that we evacuated the deputies. They're angry that we're trying to save the bourgeois, but we'll do it. It's better than sitting in there and getting attacked by all the interesting individuals who have come into a position of military power recently. But as you can see here, the Blackwings don't even enjoy that much of a majority. They're just trying to enforce their will through force here, which we will make sure doesn't happen. And here it is, the battle for the fate of the Republic. We even maintained control over the capital. I think we have a numerical advantage. I will slow down below 5 speed momentarily to deal with this. I know, surprising that I would do such a thing. I won't be doing any focuses though, just so we can save up political power. We'll deal with the mafia later on. We of course, as the Italy stand-in, have to have some powerful mafia national spirits, and we're led to by the National Liberation Committee, kind of a combination of all the forces working together to defeat Biccolini. And while we do have the numerical advantage, we don't control much territory right now, so we will have to expand our control before they can get all of their divisions in a place to oppose us. Ideally encircling a few of their units every here and there, and the longer we can stretch out the line, that also directly helps us, not them. Since we have more divisions, a longer line will always benefit us, and we'll recruit Giovanni Wingomi to help increase stability. He'll also muster democratic or harmony support, as it's called in this mod. We've also encircled 5 divisions here, which is probably enough to end the conflict if we can keep control of that. We may get encircled here though. I have been a little too aggressive potentially. We should be able to get another one here who's being too aggressive on their part. And here we are. All of the pockets have been cleared up. It should be easy now. We should be able to battle plan and save our country. Maybe even first we can take advantage of the troop layout here in the west and encircle 4 more divisions. That'll make the battle plan even more pitifully easy than it already is. We are having to be somewhat aware of the supply situation. Luckily, rivers do give supply, so we can connect supply from this supply hub up here through the river, and then this supply hub goes further east, so this tank has enough supply for now to move into Falkor, and that should capitulate them. It is over, and we can continue with the transitional government. So moving forward, we have beautiful art of our Senate, or National Transitional Government, I guess I should say. We haven't quite replaced judiciary reforms with the Senate. We'll first have to pass several reforms and start passing welfare bills and funding infrastructure, giving protections to the poor. The grain dole, of course, was one of the first and most successful implementations of welfare, so there is some Roman history to base this off of, even though I guess we're Italy, not Rome, because Rome isn't in Italy in this mod, kind of. It's complicated, okay? And we're building the altar of the fatherland, kind of celebrating our war against Falkor and making a monument to liberty and stuff like that. I believe this is somewhat similar to like Trajan's column, kind of documenting our victory. We will start doing that. I guess first I might go into partial mobilization. Yeah, it's probably important we do that, and then we'll start using our political power to finish this. It'll give us lots of buffs, especially on non-core territory where we have to deal with resistance. And we have effectively reformed our judicial system to deal with the Mafia, so we will end the Mafia. Interestingly enough, in real life, the Mafia were quite helpful in tackling Mussolini's regime, but at the end of the day, I guess they are a criminal organization, and even our harmonist government doesn't really like that. So Piccolini's friend in bed, who somehow took over a neighboring country, has declared war on us. Obviously mad. I didn't even realize that this was happening. There may have been a justification warning. I think we should be okay though. Maybe. I wasn't prepared for this. It'd be kind of sad if we lose now after all this about freedom and the Republic and the Senate and the people. Okay, it looks like we should hold. If they only have these 5 divisions, this is a pretty pathetic invasion. We can deploy 3 more elite divisions soon, in a day. If you're wondering why our army is so small now, it's because a lot of the divisions we did have were special divisions that were only around for the Civil War and immediately disbanded upon its conclusion. I guess, yeah, they at least have 6 divisions, so that's better than 5. But yeah, I think this will be over shortly. 2 are gone. They still have 5 more that are visible, I guess, but we may be able to sneak around their line and encircle these 5 or 6. I don't. The Senate will prevail once again, for this rumored mistress cannot defy the people in Senate of Carthon by herself, and her 10 divisions with her too, I guess. I can't forget about them. And dealing with some of this new territory in the Republic, we've granted an area here, Terran, autonomy. They have old ties to the Republic further west of here. They might even invade us for it, but they seem to be following the same path that we're following, so we might have a friend to stand up against the Empire, unless the Empire also adopts a more friendly demeanor, which, probably not. And usually we would see a Wingbardian invasion of Falkor, but today we play the role of the good and they of the evil. We'll have to defend our borders against them. We will build a railway from this supply hub here to the lonely one up here so that we can supply our divisions on the front. And we are immediately receiving support from our allies, the Commonwealth and Skyfall, our trade partner. Again, we have many easy opportunities for encirclements that'll slowly give us the advantage. They also don't have divisions on some forts near the border, which is not good for them. Yep, we were able to encircle the south pretty early on in this conflict. They have a port, but they don't have any other port to supply that port from. We should be able to defeat these tyrants, and we are going to unite our efforts for the Republican cause with the Aquilian Republic and protect this world together. Alone, both of us would most likely fall before a strong threat from Griffinheim. So now we will finish off the authoritarian threat in the south. Nearly everyone in the south is either a republic or some variation of that, maybe slightly authoritarian in some places. Nation that defies this norm. The only issue is that they are guaranteed by Toulouse, which is unfortunate. Toulouse is a friendly nation that we are going to try to integrate peacefully into the Republic so that we can avoid a conflict with them as we defeat the last authoritarian threat in the south. Now we've found a magical relic. We will study it and see if it's useful to the Republic. But first we have a vital issue. Prywin will invade us, inevitably. So we will have to quickly invade some regions to the east of us before they join with Prywin, and they will eventually follow a route of conquest too. We must stop them before they become too much of a threat. They are going to be the most powerful enemy we've had to fight against, but it is something we must fight for to preserve the Republic, and we will eventually be able to integrate them into the Republic. So we will have to stall our movements for a while. We've had some initial success, but it's no step back. So of course we have to rebuild the railways. So we're building up this railway, we'll connect to this railway. It'll take some time, but this is the game now. And now we've started doing some nice business with New Maryland. We've guaranteed them in return for some investments, which, you know, a lot of people took them up on that offer. Everybody's guaranteeing them now. They're going to be the most military secure country in the world. We're just modernizing our army and continuing to integrate our territory. Anyways, that's all for today. The political landscape has turned out quite favorable, and we'll have allies everywhere if the Empire wants to invade. But let me know if you want to see me continue or play another nation in Equestria War. But for now, that is all, and I'll see you all next time.